Hey all you sexy YouTubers. So today I'm going to try and refurbish my car's leather seats. It's actually the driver's seat that needs more refurbishing than anything else. And I've got a few products here that I bought. I'm going to show you guys what they are and where I got them. And I'll put some links in the description as well. So let's see if I can pull this off. The first thing is the leather dye. And this I got from Seat Doctors. And it's leather and vinyl dye. And you can see there it says Ivory Jaguar. Now I think the color code of my interior was NER, if memory serves me correctly. And all I did was give them the color code as well as the name, and they mixed this up quite perfectly to my car's interior. And I mean, if we have a look here against the seat, my seats are actually dirty, so they look a little darker. And then I got some leather cleaner off Amazon. And I bought this as well on Amazon. It's Angelus acrylic finisher. Now this is the clear coat that you're going to put on the leather after you've dyed it. The reason you put this on is because it seals the dye and it prevents color transfer onto your clothes. So this is an important step of the process. And then I've just got a blow dryer over here, which I'm going to use to blow out any bubbles. And I've got some sponges here to apply it with. And this is actually just a pad from my rotary polisher that I've cut up. My car seats are showing signs of wear over here, and it's mainly the bolster. The other part of the seat is fine. The inner part of the seats are actually fine, but I also have a little bit of fraying going on over here. So you can see the color is coming off this what do they call it, piping. So I'm using this leather cleaner, but you can use any leather cleaner, it should work pretty fine. And we just need to get a lot of, and I'm using a white cloth because my seats are so light. I don't want color transfer from a darker cloth onto the leather. And I'm going to do a little test before I do this. I'm going to put some color in an area where no one's going to see, just to see what it looks like. And if I'm happy with those results, then I'll continue with the job. If I'm not, well then this video is not going to make it to YouTube. But I can actually see, even just doing this, some of the dye is actually coming off, and I think the sealer that was on this leather has obviously worn off over time. Just got to do this top section over here. I've done a test panel just here on the front of the seat to see what it's going to look like and what the match is like, and I can see this is definitely slightly lighter than the rest of the seat. So if I do around here, this is going to end up looking a little darker, so I may have to do the entire seat. What I'm doing is I'm actually just re-dyeing the seats. I'm not repairing all these creases, and I'm not going to use a filler or anything like that. You know, for severe cases, you will probably need to sand this down and then, you know, fill it and then dye it. But the problem with the filler is you're not going to have that leather grain. And that's the reason why I've decided I'm just going to dye my seats. I'm not going to go with filling them and so on, because I want that leather grain. But you can see the color difference here between the two. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this panel now as well, and then see what it looks like. Right, so I'm just going to apply some more dye, and I'm going to do this section over here, and as you can see I'm just dabbing it on, and we don't want to dab it on too thick. Try and spread it as thinly as you can while dabbing, and just make sure that every little bit of area is covered. And we have some felt here on the side that I need to avoid. If you get any on this trim over here, don't worry about it, you can clean it off with the leather cleaner. And the amount of dye I've actually got on here is just perfect. It's enough to dab on the entire area. If you see areas that you've done a little too thick, just go over it again and try and lift the dye that you put too much on Just try and lift it off with a sponge. But I can see it working very, very well. You let it dry properly before you put the next application on. So I'm going to use the blow dryer to assist it, and only use the first speed, don't use the second speed. So low speed. Now using the hairdryer actually does help a lot, because when you use the sponge and you're dabbing, it creates little bubbles, and when you use the blow dryer on a low speed, it helps blow those bubbles out, and it just smooths everything out, and it looks really, really nice. I've done this area here now where you could see those really bad cracks, and I'm very happy with the results, because I'm not seeing, this is only one go though, and I think I'm going to put just a little more on here, just a second coat. Where you have areas like this, you're probably going to have to put 2 coats. This area here only needed 1, it wasn't that badly worn, and as you can see, it's looking very good. So, and it's quite malleable, you know. As you can see, the dye is very, it's stretchy, and it's designed to do that. You can see there's an area over there where I overlapped, so you can see the color difference over there. Very, very slight color difference, but it's mostly because of the age of the leather. But in the meantime, I'm just going to carry on there first, give this a chance to dry nicely, and then I'm going to do this area over there, that panel, and then I'll come back to this panel over here, and then I can do the inner panel. So I've done everything. I've done this section over here, I've done the bolsters, I've done everything around there, and I'm quite impressed with the way this has come out. I'm very, very happy with that. We are not seeing any dark marks anymore where the creases are. I'm sure as time goes along, these will fill up with dark dirt again that one cannot get off. But for the most part, the seat actually looks brand new again, and I'm very, very happy with that. I've taken the dye all the way to that piping over there. So all this is done, all that is done, and I've done it the same on the other side there as well. And I've done all the panels, bottom and back. So all I've got to do now is wait for this to dry a little bit, and then I can put the sealer on. And I thought I'd just try and smooth it on with the sponge to see if it would create less bubbles, and that is actually proving to do the trick. So I'm rather going to try and smooth it on and have less bubbles to deal with so that we can dry it nicely. Just go over this area a little bit more. And we just want to get a thin layer of this stuff on. You don't have to put it on very thick. Just a thin layer of it is enough. And something that I've noticed is that there's no transfer of the dye coming off, which is good. So guys, this is my refurbished seat and I think it looks very nice. I'm very happy with the results, and at least I don't have to look at this horrible scuffing over here, and there was also a terrible scuff mark over there which has now been hidden. It's not taken away, but it's hidden, so you can see the picture that I took before versus what we are looking at now is way better. So if you're thinking of refurbing your car seat, then give it a try. Just make sure you got all the products that you need, your dye and a sealer, and of course, to begin with, a very good cleaner. My seats didn't appear to be very dirty from the beginning, but I cleaned them anyway, and the armrest was actually dirtier than the seat. But I'm very happy with the results, and I'm also going to do the passenger seat, so then both seats will look nice, and I might even do the center armrest as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned because there's a subscriber ride following this, and stay tuned until the next video. Cheers.